Let me tell you something about the lion. The lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. The elephant is bigger, stronger, heavier. The cheetah is faster. The hyena is more in numbers. But none of them carry the same authority, the same presence, the same dominance as the lion. Why? Because the lion has a mentality. It's not about size. It's not about speed. It's about mindset. When the lion sees an elephant, he doesn't see a threat. He sees dinner. The elephant sees the lion and says, predator. The mindset of the lion changes everything. See, too many of us walk through life with the wrong mentality. We've been given gifts, talent, opportunities, but we think too small. We look at challenges and see walls instead of doors. We see problems instead of possibilities. A lion doesn't walk around asking for permission to roar. He doesn't ask the gazelle, "Excuse me, can I chase you today?" He just goes, he acts, he dominates. That's the mentality you need if you want to rise above average. The lion is the king of the jungle not because of strength, but because of courage, because of leadership. Because when he walks in, everything shifts. That's what happens when you develop the lion mentality. You stop waiting for someone to crown you. You crown yourself. You stop waiting for people to validate you. You validate yourself. You stop waiting for the right time. You make it the right time. Every successful person you've ever seen had to tap into that mentality. They had to step into the arena and say, I might not be the biggest, I might not be the fastest, but I will not be denied. That's lion talk. That's the language of champions. And let me tell you this, lions don't waste time comparing themselves to hyenas. They don't scroll through the jungle thinking, man, I wish I had stripes like the tiger, or I wish I could fly like the eagle. No, they stay true to their nature. That's the key. You gotta stop looking left and right, measuring your worth by somebody else's highlight reel. You gotta look straight ahead and own your lane. The lion mentality is about hunger. You ever watch a lion hunt? He doesn't chase everything that moves. He locks in, he focuses, he's patient, he stalks. And when it's time, he explodes. That's how you gotta move with your dreams. Stop chasing every distraction. Stop running after things that don't feed your purpose. Lock in on your vision. Hunt it down. Now listen, the jungle will test you. Life will throw droughts, storms, battles, losses. But the lion survives because he never stops believing he is king. The crown is not on his head, it's in his heart. And that's where your victory lies. Not in your conditions, not in your circumstances, but in your conviction. So today, I challenge you. Wake up the lion inside you. Stop walking with your head down. Stop playing small. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission to be great. You got to step into your calling with boldness, with courage, with fire. Because the world doesn't need another follower. It needs leaders. It needs warriors. It needs people with lion mentality. The lion teaches us one of the most powerful lessons about life. Greatness is never about size, speed, or strength. It's about mentality. In the jungle, there are animals far larger and stronger than the lion. The elephant could crush a lion with its weight. The cheetah could outrun a lion with its speed. The crocodile could overpower a lion in the water. Yet, none of them are called the king. The lion walks into the wild with confidence, not because he is the most powerful in physical terms, but because he carries himself with a mindset that no other animal matches. When the lion sees the elephant, he doesn't see a giant to be feared, he sees food. When the lion sees a challenge, he doesn't back down, he steps forward. It is not about what is outside of him, it's about what is inside of him. That is what makes him king. This is the exact lesson life demands from us. Too often, we underestimate ourselves because we compare what we lack to what others possess. We think we can't rise because someone else is smarter, faster, richer, or more talented. But the truth is, The crown never belongs to the most gifted. It belongs to the one with the right mentality. If you approach life with fear, hesitation, and doubt, even with all the talent in the world, you'll never claim your throne. But if you walk with boldness, with conviction, with a belief that you belong, then the world has no choice but to treat you like royalty. Your mentality decides your reality. When you observe a lion, you notice he doesn't act timid or second. Guess himself. He doesn't beg for validation from other animals. He doesn't wait for permission to roar. He just does. He acts with authority. And because he believes he is the king, everything in the jungle responds to that belief. That is exactly how life works. People will treat you according to how you see yourself. Opportunities will respond according to the energy you carry. If you see yourself as small, the world will shrink you even more. If you see yourself as strong, bold, and deserving, the world will open up in ways you can't imagine. That is the lion mentality. Think about it. Why do we let fear stop us? Why do we let doubt talk us out of our calling? The lion is not fearless because danger doesn't exist. He is fearless because his mindset overrides his circumstances. He has accepted that survival, leadership, and victory require courage first, not conditions. He doesn't say, "I'll act brave when everything feels safe." He acts brave even when danger is near, and that is why he commands respect. If you want to be great, you cannot wait until the perfect moment arrives. You cannot wait until all fear disappears. You have to act with courage now. You have to decide that no matter how big the obstacle looks, you will not let it make you feel small. The mindset always comes before the victory. The most dangerous thing in life is not lack of resources, but lack of mentality. Many people have talent, but no belief. Many people have opportunities, but no courage. Many people have ideas, but no persistence. That's why they stay stuck while others rise. The lion is not king because the jungle voted for him. He is king because he decided he was. That decision is what shifts everything. If you walk into your life, your career, your goals with that same energy, people will start to see you differently. Doors will begin to open because confidence attracts opportunities. Determination attracts respect. Belief attracts breakthrough. It's not about pretending you don't have weaknesses. The lion is not the fastest, not the heaviest, not the tallest, but he doesn't let that define him. He doesn't wake up saying, "Well, I can't run as fast as the cheetah, so I'll just settle for less." No, he wakes up with a mentality that says, "What I have is enough to dominate." That's the shift you must make. Stop disqualifying yourself by focusing on what you lack. Stop counting yourself out because someone else seems more equipped. The crown is not given to the most qualified. It's given to the most committed. If you walk like a king, talk like a king, think like a king, act like a king, then life will start to recognize you as one. The lion carries a lesson about focus and hunger that too many people miss. When you watch a lion in the wild, you notice he does not waste energy chasing everything that moves. The savannah is full of distractions, full of animals running around, but the lion does not jump at every opportunity. He studies, he waits, he locks his eyes on one target, and he commits fully to that hunt. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. Many people live like hyenas, running after scraps, fighting over leftovers, chasing noise, and losing sight of what really matters. The lion mentality teaches that true power comes from focus, from knowing what you want, and being relentless about it. Focus is not just about narrowing your vision, it's about discipline. The lion understands that his survival depends on choosing wisely. If he wastes his time chasing every bird or rabbit, he will starve. He conserves his energy, he directs his power, and he waits for the right moment. That's how you need to pursue your dreams. Too many of us burn out because we are running after every little thing. scattering our energy on distractions that don't feed our purpose. Success is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. If your energy is divided, your results will always be weak. But when you lock in on a vision and dedicate yourself to it, the impact is unstoppable. Hunger is another thing that separates the lion from the rest. Hunger drives the hunt. Hunger pushes him to get up when he is tired. Hunger makes him patient in the wait and explosive in the moment of attack. The lion does not hunt because it's fun. He hunts because his life depends on it. That kind of hunger changes everything. When you have a dream, but you treat it like a hobby, it will never grow. When you talk about your goals but only give them leftover energy, they will never feed you. You have to approach your vision like a lion approaches the hunt, with urgency, with seriousness, with the knowledge that if you don't chase it, you will go hungry. Hunger separates the committed from the curious. Hunger separates the champions from the average. Hunger will push you past comfort, past excuses, past setbacks. Think about how often people give up on their goals because the journey gets difficult. The lion may chase his prey and miss. He may get kicked by a zebra, outrun by an antelope, or even face injury in the fight. But does he quit hunting? No, because hunger won't allow him to. He knows that failure is part of the process. Sometimes you miss. Sometimes the opportunity slips away. Sometimes you fall short. But hunger makes you get back up and try again. Hunger keeps you in the game until you win. If you don't have that hunger, the first setback will knock you out. If you are not truly committed, the first difficulty will convince you to settle. But when hunger drives you, quitting is not an option. Focus and hunger together create unstoppable momentum. Focus without hunger will make you precise but weak, because you won't have the drive to endure. Hunger without focus will make you restless and scattered, chasing everything but catching nothing. But when you combine the two, when you know exactly what you want, and you're hungry enough to pursue it with everything in you, that's when you step into the lion mentality. That's when you stop living off scraps and start claiming your territory. That's when you stop existing and start thriving. The jungle belongs to those who stay locked in on their purpose and hungry enough to chase it until it's theirs. The lion doesn't care if it takes hours or days. He doesn't care how many times he has to start again. His focus stays sharp. His hunger never dies. That's the mentality you need. To decide what matters most in your life, to eliminate the distractions, to conserve your energy, and to pursue your goals like your life depends on it. Because in a way, it does. Your future, your legacy, your destiny, those things are on the line every time you choose between distraction and focus, between comfort and hunger, between average and greatness. The lion already knows that. That's why he is king. The lion carries the crown in his heart, not on his head. His authority does not come from jewelry or symbols. It comes from conviction. He believes he is king before the jungle treats him like one. That's the foundation of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite fear. The lion knows danger exists all around him. Stronger animals, sharper teeth, faster legs. But none of that shakes his belief. He still steps forward with the same boldness. That conviction is what separates him from every other animal in the wild. While others hesitate, the lion decides. While others doubt, the lion acts. While others scatter, the lion leads. Courage and conviction together form the mentality that keeps him on top. In life, so many people are waiting for someone else to tell them who they are, waiting for applause, waiting for permission. The lion doesn't live like that. He doesn't ask the jungle, "Am I worthy of being king?" He just carries himself as one. That's the shift most people need to make. Stop waiting for recognition before you move. Stop waiting for the crown to appear before you walk like royalty. You have to believe in yourself first. You have to build conviction so strong that nothing on the outside can shake what you know on the inside. That's how leaders are made. That's how kings and queens rise. It's not about circumstances. It's about certainty. Courage is revealed when the jungle tests you. When food is scarce, when storms come, when rivals challenge, the lion does not surrender his identity. He doesn't start acting like prey just because the pressure rises. He remembers who he is. That's what conviction does. It anchors you. Life will bring droughts, disappointments, betrayals, failures. If your identity is built on applause, you'll collapse the moment the cheering stops. But if your identity is built on conviction, you can walk through fire and still carry yourself like a king. That is why courage matters more than comfort. Courage is what keeps you moving when everything around you says stop. Conviction is what reminds you that your crown cannot be taken, only abandoned, and you are not the type to abandon it. When you watch a lion walk, notice how everything shifts around him. It's not just his roar that makes animals scatter, it's his presence. That presence is a reflection of his inner belief. Confidence leaks out of him, authority radiates from him, and even without speaking a word, the jungle acknowledges it. That is exactly how it works in life. People respond to the energy you carry. If you walk with your head down, uncertain, insecure, the world mirrors that back to you. But if you walk with conviction, with a sense of certainty, people feel it before you even open your mouth. Courage shapes how others see you. Conviction shapes how others treat you. The lion also reminds us that courage is not reckless. He does not fight every battle. He chooses wisely. Courage is not about running into every fire. It's about knowing which fire is worth walking through. Conviction gives him the wisdom to know what matters most. That's why real courage is not loud, it's consistent. It shows up day after day, choice after choice, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you face setbacks, in the way you refuse to bow to fear. That quiet, steady courage is what builds legends. Most people underestimate the power of belief. They think success is all about resources, education, or luck. But the truth is, none of those matter without conviction. A person with fewer resources but unshakable belief will outlast the one with every advantage but no courage. A person with fewer connections but strong conviction will eventually open doors no one else can shut. Conviction is magnetic. It attracts opportunities. It attracts respect. It attracts loyalty. That's why people follow lions. Not because he is the strongest, not because he is the fastest, but because he carries himself with unwavering courage. He leads by presence first, action second. And here's the most important part. Conviction is a choice. It is not given, it is built. Every day you decide whether to believe in yourself or not. Every day you choose whether to walk with your head high or to shrink back in doubt. Courage is not something you wait for. It's something you step into. Conviction is not about being fearless. It's about saying, even if I feel fear, I will not let it stop me. That is what makes the lion the king of the jungle. He doesn't need a crown. He doesn't need approval. He doesn't need the world to vote for him. He has already voted for himself, and that inner vote is the only one that counts.